What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 94. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by Mr. Bryant.
Hello.
What's your shirt? I'm trying to figure out what your
It's
shirt
Chrono.
is.
It's I think it's the Kingdom of Zeal from
Oh,
Chrono
Chrono
Trigger.
Trigger? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only saw like a little bit of it, and I was like, is that like Mario? Like the pyramid
It kind of
levels
has
and
colors
stuff?
in Mario, but like
Yeah.
there's Chrono and Robo and all that. It's called
Oh,
Zeal,
that
right?
is
That's the
cool.
name of the
Yeah,
kingdom.
Zeal.
The
Yeah.
Kingdom of Zeal. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's pretty awesome. Uh,
Hey, you?
Yeah, and we're joined by the Ace Attorney himself, the great Ace Attorney at that, Mr. Ash Destroy.
First of all, I'm not that old, bro. You know how old the Ace Attorney is, bro. That's back in like the 19, I don't know what, but there were races at that time, so no, I'm okay. I'm just the attorney. That's it. My name is Asher Strong. How you guys doing?
And Phaneckswhy.
What's up? What's up?
I see you got
And
the
Aberneck
Hunter.
XY.
He's got that Hunter. Is it the Uniqlo shirt?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nice.
that's a pretty dope shirt. I like it.
You're see-through on one of your panels.
I know because it's green. It's gone.
Oh,
That's cool.
I didn't even notice that, but yeah, that's cool.
That's actually a nice look. It adds a nice touch to it, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But we got quite a bit to talk about today because that Nintendo Direct came out on Tuesday and it was actually really, really good. I enjoyed it. We're going to talk a lot about that Direct and kind of give our thoughts overall on what we thought about this E3, I guess you can say, of this year. But before we get into that, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I am 43 subscribers away from hitting 1,000, so every bit does count. It helps out a lot. Share the channel helps out a lot. Share the podcast, that helps out a lot as well. Also follow on Twitch. We do simultaneously stream on Twitch. I also want to mention that I apologize for not streaming yesterday. My AC was down, and A, if I would have streamed, I probably would have been sweating because my AC wasn't working. B, I spent all night till about like 12:30 a.m. trying to fix my AC to get it going, and yeah, it just couldn't. But luckily, it's working now. Somebody came in and fixed it, and
Were you able to sleep?
was I able to sleep? Yeah. I had like a not a Band-Aid fix. It was kind of like basically what I kept doing because what happened was my pipe, for the what do you call it? The drainage pipe for the AC. That like drips.
Condensation line.
Yeah, the condensation line. It was filling up. It was like backing up. So what I did is at night I just kept vacuuming the water to let the AC run enough to kind of cool the house, and then after that, like we fell asleep there. So basically it cooled the house down enough that we were not too bad, but it wasn't like the best. Like
Optimal.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and plus we had fans on, so we had a fan on in the room. I made sure the kids had the fan in their room and stuff like that. So like
FAN.
it's not fan, but fans. Yeah. FAN.
Yeah, not me. I was not there.
Sleepover.
Yeah. But yeah, luckily it's working now, so happy that that's fixed. Because in Florida, in the summer, yeah,
That doesn't
it's
sound
just-
fun.
It is not fun at all. It sucked because like my house was 82 degrees inside the house, and that is like mega high. I usually keep my house
hot.
at around 76 to 72 degrees, and that's usually where I keep my house at because for me that's like optimal temperature. But 82, man, like it's one of those things that I have I'm so used to my house being at that temperature that the minute it goes up to like 79, I can feel, or 78, I can feel it. Like right away, I was like, "There's a change in the temperature," and I go upstairs, and that's how I found out that the AC wasn't working. Is I felt that change in temperature and went upstairs, and sure enough, it was like 78 when that was happening. So, yeah. But
Speaking
anyways,
of hot topics, let's talk about that Nintendo Direct. And
yes, that Nintendo Direct that was fire had everybody sweating, and of course, all the fanboys came out too and started arguing against that Nintendo Direct, which is one thing I did figure out is, in my opinion at least, and we're all kind of around the same age group there. I've noticed that some people that I've talked to that said that they didn't like this Nintendo Direct, they're in a different age group, right? Like, all of us, our childhood was like Mario, Metroid, and Dragon Quest, and so forth. Maybe not Dragon Quest, but we had like turn-based RPGs and stuff like that. Where the age group that did not like it, they grew up with like Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare or like Xbox 360 era, the Wii and stuff like that. And that was their childhood, which is a totally different childhood than what we had. And in my opinion, I think, no offense to modern, game developers and stuff like that, I think modern games suck. A lot of it's because it's not really the developer's fault. It's the now money hungry, financial backers or whatever you want to call them that are kind of trying to guide the development process into making everything like a live service game or something stupid of that kind. But Nintendo did what Nintendo does best outside of, going after everybody and suing them to for the rest of their life. They went in and gave us good games. And every trailer had gameplay footage, which was great. This was, in my opinion, the best showcase of gaming this summer overall. If we had to rate like Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox, and including Summer Game Fest, in my opinion, Nintendo was definitely number one. Xbox was a close second, and then everybody else, they could fight for third place or last place.
They fight for the scraps.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that Nintendo Direct was great. Let's start talking about with some of the stuff they showed off, and we're not gonna go in any specific order. I'm actually gonna also bring up a list so I don't miss anything that I thought was kind of good. But starting off with my favorite thing that they showed off, a
Mario Party
farming
Jamboree?
simulator. No,
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say a farming simulator.
Damn.
No,
Two
it's-
different answers.
Exactly. No, I'm just kidding. I thought it was kind of funny that they showed off. What's the name of that game? I can't remember the game. It has
Which one?
the fairy tale creator, the farming game that they show, where you like plant monsters and you grow the monsters and they battle.
Yeah,
Not
I
a
don't
game that
remember.
everybody like cared about, I would say. It's called Farm. I do not know how to pronounce it.
Farmington.
Farmagia. There we go. Farmagia.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, it's the artwork is from the fairy tale creators artwork. He also did like Rave Master, which is actually really good. What's the other one? East of Eden or something like that, right? Or
Sounds
Eden
familiar.
Zero.
Eden Zero. There we go.
Eden Zero, yeah.
I'm like mixing up all these different things.
I mean,
and
he
made
basically all he does is he recycles his character
his character
designs.
art. Yeah.
and then he just changes the colors. That's all he
Yeah.
does.
Yep.
That's all he does.
If you guys care about his name is
Not great artwork.
His name is Hiro Mashima. That's his name.
Yeah, Hiro Mashima. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because like a little bit off topic, like Rave Master that he did was actually really good. Probably my favorite work of his, but everything else was like Fairy Tail went downhill and so forth. Rave Master was very unique, and I really liked it. It was a very nice adventure story, and the anime never finished. The manga did finish, but it's funny because the anime stopped right at like the peak plot point, which got everybody upset because they never finished like the battle or anything like that. But anyways, Farmagia, there we go, is a game that basically had to meet Nintendo's quota of having at least one farming sim per direct. And so far, they have not missed that quota. But let's talk about my real favorite game that they showed off, and that is Dragon Quest III. This was something that was rumored a while back, and we talked about this rumor, and we kind of felt that they were going to show this here. And sure enough, they did. They showed off Dragon Quest III HD 2D, which looks way better than when they showed it first off, which in my mind, I was mind blown. I was like, wow, like, how could you improve what they already shown? Because in my opinion, what they already showed in that short preview that they did a long time ago was already amazing. But here they made it even further beyond that. For example, the starting town. I was watching Sack Chief's, a little deep dive into the trailer. If you guys don't know who Sack Chief is, definitely check out his channel. He's also been a guest on the podcast before. He does deep dives into like a lot of Dragon Quest stuff. Anything Dragon Quest related you want to know, he's your guy. Just go ahead, check out his channel. He has basically everything you need for Dragon Quest. But I was watching his video and how he's doing a deep dive, and he was comparing like that first town, and there's a pretty big difference between what they originally showed and what they have now. Like the castle now looks like a castle, looks like a huge castle, where the original way they pictured that first town looked exactly like how it did in SNES. So they are going well beyond, and they're recreating those areas. They're not just like copy and pasting like the aesthetics or the not textures but like the pixel art or whatever you want to call it there, and just making it look prettier. No, they're actually redoing a lot of that stuff to make it look more modern, which is kind of cool. At the end of the trailer, of course, they did show off Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D. Well, not showed it off, but they did announce that is coming also next year, which is nice. You'll finally have the Erdrick trilogy remade and playable on modern devices that's not a cell phone or anything like that. But yeah, what were you guys' thoughts on Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D?
I'm completely ecstatic for this release, bro. I'm ready. I'm ready to replay it again. I'm ready to play. I'm about to go back in, bro. I don't care. It's great. Now I'm curious on what the price points are going to be. I heard this is going to be $660 per remake, which honestly, it could be debated. Honestly, it could be debated.
Yeah, I think
it would have been
three is already $60 because it's already available for pre-order.
Yeah.
So that's 60, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if 1 and 2 HD 2D is $60 as well. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it would have been
Beast?
cool.
No,
Sorry.
together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because 1 and 2 is a dual pack.
Oh, 1 and 2 is a dual pack. Okay, I
Yeah.
was about to point out that
Yeah, there's
maybe
no way they're
later
selling
on.
one separately from 2 when 1 is such a short game.
Yeah.
Hey, you'll be surprised. Honestly,
A $60 7-hour game, like people
Yeah.
would riot.
Exactly. So, that was the other thing I was gonna ask is like if they're gonna like maybe later on bundle all 3 together, but it sounds like they're already bundling 1 and 2, so maybe they'll be doable enough once it actually comes out, if anything. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm fun fact. Really fun fact. If I wait until this game comes out, I'll probably be my first HD 2D game that I ever played.
Really? You haven't
You ever
played
played
Octopath
Octopath?
Traveler?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll be my very first one, and and it's something I'm familiar with Dragon Quest, which is awesome. So can't wait to throw it on this. Do you know if it's only coming out on Switch or is it coming out on all platforms?
All platforms.
It's everything.
Yep.
All platforms. Cool. I might get on Steam and put it on my Steam Deck OLED or something like that. So
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
Did
to
you get
do.
your Steam Deck OLED yet?
No, not yet. But I'm pretty sure I'll get it way before this game comes out. So.
Yeah, I hope so.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
It's been a year in the making now.
Almost
a year.
I know. Almost a year. Yeah.
One thing I want to mention is the collector's edition of the Dragon Quest thing is pretty awesome. It's a book, right? So like, I guess semi spoilers for Dragon Quest 11. If you don't want to hear this, skip it. It's not really a spoiler, but I'll just say semi spoilers anyways.
I'm a deafen myself a little bit.
Go ahead. So basically, what
wait,
happens?
okay.
It's not really a big spoiler. I don't think it's a big spoiler. But anyways, in the beginning of 3, right? There's I won't even mention 11. In the beginning of 3, like basically the mom's like reading a book, and the book that's put in there is actually the collector's edition book, which is pretty cool. And the book is supposed to be the Book of Erdrick, which we know Erdrick is who like the hero of Dragon Quest 1, 2, 3. Like that's like their name. So the book has that, and you open it up, and it has a slot for the Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D on the left side, and then whenever you pick up Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D, you can put 1 and 2 on the right side, and then
cool.
and then the book outside has like the color art or basically has the expanded art of the cover, which is kind of cool. Yeah, Ash, you're good. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
I had to deafen myself because I'm also like currently playing. Dragon Quest 11 is one of the games I'm currently playing there right now.
Okay.
So,
yeah. It was. I didn't really. I decided not to speak about 11. I just spoke about the intro 3 instead.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So,
okay.
But I was talking about the collector's edition, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the collector's edition also comes with like acrylics, which has like the character and their classes. So basically, what you do is you hire classes to be your party members. So you can choose whatever class you want. You hire them, and of course, each class has an advanced class. But the acrylics are basically each job class, and they have both the male and the female versions of each character. And then they have the final bosses on the acrylics, so you can like position them how you want. Which is
that's
awesome.
that's a lot of acrylics. Now if I think about it, that's pretty cool.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's pretty awesome. I think it's like $200 though for that collector's edition.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey there, but hey, you know, I hope to pick it up. Hopefully, it's still there when I'm ready to pick it up. But
same here.
If not, if not, is what it is. Because I would really want it for the acrylics, and I would post the acrylics like, you know, somewhere. I'll have it probably on my wall. Maybe I'll take them my amiibos and just put them there instead or something. Not really. Nah, my amiibos stay there. But yeah, I'm super excited. That was definitely the highlight for me in terms of, you know, what they shown. Bryant, did you like it? I know you've never played Dragon Quest, so I'm curious.
Yeah, I played a little bit into 11 till when you get the that one guy. What's his name? I always forget his name.
No, Sylvando.
What?
I think.
Yeah, there you go, Sylvando. Yeah, and then I put it down. And then I put it down because I couldn't stand the MIDI music anymore. And then I fully intended on picking it back up once S came out on Steam and on PS4 or 5 or whatever it was. And I did a little bit. And it's one I definitely want to get back to. But like, it's just I kind of feel like left out of the club because like I have no hype for this game. And it's not because I think it's bad or it's not because I have any negative feelings about it. It's just I don't have any provenance with it. Like I didn't grow up with Dragon Quest. I just hear all you guys and a couple other friends I have just like rave and talk so glowingly about it. And, a lot of that has to do obviously with nostalgia. A lot of it has to do with the work of Akira Toriyama, RIP, that really cemented himself in people's childhoods. And RPG gameplay made the things that you love to this day with turn-based RPGs that kind of help lay the groundwork for that as well. So I think it'll be cool. Like I'm probably going to pick it up at launch. Like I'll definitely get it when it goes on sale. Like that's no question. And depending on like reviews and depending on the hype from you, James, maybe your hype alone will, and you too, Ash. And I don't know if you're a New It fan, but like,
I actually never played any Dragon Quest games.
Okay. So you're like me. So
yeah, I'm like you. So we're in the same boat.
So yeah, maybe the hype will get us to join the train and we can all gush about it. But for now, I'm happy you're happy. That's kind of where I stand.
Yeah. Like I bought like the Dragon Quest one on Switch, like on the eShop. But I haven't started it. But now since they're gonna be coming up with the well, I mean it was only like $2.
Right. It's cheap. Like, it's like the mobile port. So cheap.
But it was like now since they're coming out with the 2D HD, I'm like, all right, well, I guess now I'll play that instead.
Yep. Yeah. That's probably the definitive way to play it,
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
well,
go ahead.
Sorry, I wanted to like comment something that Brian said about like feeling nostalgia towards like Dragon Quest. Here's the thing. You probably know this by now, but I'm the youngest in the group here. I'm like 26. I'm a 97s baby, and I enjoy Dragon.
So old.
I enjoy Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3. Now 11, I'm still enjoying it. It's just right now I'm just like I don't know how to manage my time these days. So Dragon Quest 11's like I think you're further than me when it comes to that game right now. So it's hilarious.
You gotta pick it up. I think you're getting close to the point where it starts picking up. Like
yeah. So but like. The thing is that what clicked with me with Dragon Quest is just how way more simple the game was compared to other games I've been playing these days and stuff, because it's just a simple fact that okay, well for Dragon Quest 1 you're just a hero that's trying to defeat the Archfiend and stuff. You grind your ass, go through many dungeons, and if you get your ass kicked, you grind some more. It's a simple formula, and for me. It was one of those games I get to sit back and just play and be like, okay, I need more of this, boom, boom. Let me go do this. And then there's certain charms to these games too, like the little side quests you get to do. If anything, I feel like these side quests grab a lot of inspiration, definitely from like old literature novels, especially from Shakespeare and stuff, which I'm like, yeah, makes sense. But like it's still fun altogether, right? What I say they're the best? No. But are they great games? Absolutely. So highly recommend picking it up, even if you don't want to wait for the HD2E and you want to play it now. Either version is going to be freaking awesome. So like for me, I just don't really care if a game gets remade and stuff. Like there's a reason why the game's being remade in the first place, because the games are that good. So you might as well just play with it, play the old version first and see how it resonates with you and stuff, and that's pretty much it,
So another cool thing that for people complaining about remakes, the Sack Chief pointed out already is in doing a deep dive in the trailer. He already confirmed. I haven't finished his like deep dive, but at least where I got to, there was already one new boss confirmed.
One new boss?
Yeah, already one new boss.
I didn't know.
So a couple things that I also want to highlight on this that I probably should have said earlier is that there are a couple things confirmed for this that the trailer did not show. One of those things is that there are going to be new story beats. So it's not just the original story. They're actually expanding on it. And according to Yuji Horii, he's expanding not only on this, but 1 and 2. And he wants to bring the trilogy closer together.
I see. Okay.
Because for all the lore nerds, we all know that 1, 2, and 3 are set in the same like world or whatever we want to call it. Yeah, I guess world would be the best way to put it. We all know 1, 2, 3 is set in the same world, but now he wants to make a bigger like direct connection to 1, 2, and 3. Even though, in my opinion, 1 and 2 already have a big direct connection, and then 3 and 1 already have a big direct connection. So it's like I don't understand, but he just wants to make things a little bit more, I guess,
like obvious.
Yeah, obvious. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The other thing is that it looks like, and this was a theory that he had, which there was a theory for the longest time in the fan community, was that Dragon Quest VIII is somehow part of the Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 trilogy. And there's a couple of things that he pointed out too, which I recommend watching the video. But there's a couple of things he pointed out that's looking to point at, yes, 1, 2, and 3 were also part of the 8 universe, which is interesting there.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah,
it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while since I touched Dragon Quest VIII, honestly. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting what they show. They're also adding voice acting, so everything's gonna be voice acted, which is nice.
Nice. I didn't know that. Awesome.
Yeah, nobody knew because they didn't show it in the trailer. But yeah, voice acting will be in this game, which is pretty cool. What else? Different like quality of life stuff. So like speed up battles, you can do up to like 2 times. Which is nice. Like
I'm not going to be playing the original then, Ash. I'm not.
I get you on that, bro. Voice acting, they're gonna, bro. That anything with quality of life like voice acting automatically enhances the story 1000%. So I get
especially if the battle can be 2 times speed. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the battles are already fast. The battles are already fast in the OGs. So I don't know.
They're not that slow. Yeah. Another thing in battles, which they're adding, which is new to Dragon Quest 3, this was in the original 3, was abilities. So if you played Dragon Quest 11, abilities are available there. And then I believe Dragon Quest, don't remember if it was 7 or 9, I think had abilities as well. I'm trying to remember. My brain's not working right now. But one of those also had abilities. They are adding abilities to Dragon Quest 3. Which is kind of cool because really you only had fight and magic and that's kind of it, nothing else.
Yeah.
But now you have abilities, so you might have different attacks like double thrust or something like that. It would allow you to do different moves with your weapons, which is really nice. So they are adding that as well. So there's a lot more that they're adding. Yeah. It's not just a remake. A lot. Yeah, it is a full-on remake of what we know of Dragon Quest 3, but they're expanding on it to make it the true definitive version of the game. Almost like the original thought of what this game should have been when it first came out.
I see what you mean.
It's an NES game. Yeah, so
it's a bit interesting because like for me, when I completed Dragon Quest 3 and went to like straight into Dragon Quest 11, all the stuff they were telling me like the abilities and stuff, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Like I'm going from a game that was released in the 1980s all the way up to like a game that was released in the 2010s era or something like that. So I'm just like, holy crap, abilities, skill trees. I'm like, oh god. So I mean, it wasn't overwhelming. It was just a huge transition to like that to that, and I'm like, oh, okay. And now you're saying they're gonna add all those new features that all the newer Dragon Quest games have onto 3. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's definitely gonna add more dynamics to the battles and stuff. So
yeah, I don't know if the skill tree part will be in it. Probably because 8 had it, 11 had it.
Oh, okay.
Right. 9 I believe had it. I don't remember if 9 had it.
That's what I thought too, because I feel like these things that they were teaching you in 11, they probably were already there in previous Dragon Quest games, like maybe like 7, 8, 9 or something like that. So I'm just like, damn. Should I really just went back and I don't know either. I would just start throwing out numbers. So, but yeah.
No, definitely. So I'm excited for that. Moving on to the next big game on this list. Dragon Quest 3 HD2D comes out November 14th. Super hype. Definitely pick it up. Show some love to Dragon Quest.
That's like an RPG month for me because there's another game that's coming out that month too.
There's a lot.
If that's a follow-up game you're going to be talking about, I don't know.
We are talking about another RPG game that is also coming out in November. That is Mario and Luigi Brothership. That was actually next on the list. So, reason why I mentioned this second, and there's not a particular order on naming these in, but these are like in off the top of my head, like I'm naming them in that order because these are stuff that were impactful to me.
Look out. And,
yeah, exactly. Mario and Luigi really clicked with me because of that art style. That art style is so beautiful and amazing.
Very nice.
Like, just looking at that trailer, I've watched it multiple times. I was like, wow, I really, really like this art style. It's almost like cartoony, I guess. It's kind of hard to describe, but it has like...
It's kind of like the old box arts. Like, that's kind of the style that it's in.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much,
it's copying the box art style and just putting it in the game. And I can't think of any other like I guess game franchise that has the same art style as the box art, right? Because I'll give you a perfect example. It's like let's say, or like concept art. Final Fantasy is a perfect example. Yeah, Tetsuya Nomura who does this drawing, but then when it's put into the game, it's not the same like art style, right? They make it either more realistic or something like that.
Yeah.
Where this is just a 1-to-1, right? And I'm not including anime games because that's kind of like what the aesthetic they're going for. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just like, in general where they have this concept art for it to look one way, but then the actual real life stuff is a little bit different there.
Like it's different than like Tales of Arise or something like Tales of Arise. Yeah, those characters
exactly. Exactly. The character art in like Tales of Arise, or any of those art is totally different from what you see inside the game. Mainly because of different art styles and stuff like that. But Mario Luigi Brothership is basically that and looks awesome. Comes out November 7th. I'm hyped for it. What about you guys?
I am extremely, bro. Y'all don't know how loud I was at work. I was watching this on site at an area where voices shouldn't be above a certain decibel. It was, bro. I was trying so hard. It was crazy. And then what made it worse is that my roommate also loves the whole Mario Luigi series too, and we both thought Alpha Dream was no more. I mean, I'm pretty sure Alpha Dream is still gone, but Nintendo actually grabbed the remnants of the Alpha Dream developers and started making this game, which I'm like, yes.
They're being really cagey about who's developing it, actually. Like they said that there's some like original members, but they're being really mysterious about
it's fine. If anything, it'll be smart of them to even get some of the Alpha Dream developers to work on this game. Because it makes complete sense. So it's just me and my roommate thought that we'll never get like another Mario Luigi game ever again until that guy came out, and we were just wow, bro. We were just so freaking ecstatic. Literally, the last Alpha Dream game they did, which I have this on a tab here, was literally the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. That was released for 2019. So it's been 5 years. It's been like around 5 years, 5 to 6 years since we haven't like had a Alpha Dream title. So it's amazing that we still have some Alpha Dream-esque game coming out, which is a Mario Luigi. I'm just so super stoked for this. If you haven't played one, bro, there's no excuse. There's one literally on the Nintendo Online called Mario Luigi Superstar Saga. Play that. Do yourself a favorite play that. It's there. Okay? No excuse. And the game's like 20 hours. It's one of the shortest RPGs you're ever going to play. And it's easy too. It's fun. It's fun.
Dragon Quest is shorter, but
yeah, but still, if someone put a gun to my head and say Dragon Quest 1 or Mario Luigi Superstar Saga every single freaking day. Okay, easy. So, but this play it. It's only on the Switch. No excuses. Don't have to pirate it. It's right there. We just. Right here. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do.
Oh, that's what a Switch looks like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm just saying, if you already got the Nintendo Switch Online, you just get it in there, play it. It's hilarious. It's great. Music is amazing. The world building is great. Oh, yeah, that's it. I'm clocking out.
So I wonder, is Ash the only one here that played a Mario Luigi game, or Brian or Fan? Have you guys played one?
I played the first one, and I remember being kind of bummed out because it doesn't take place in the Mushroom Kingdom. It takes place in like the Bean Kingdom or something.
Bean Kingdom, yes.
Bean Kingdom.
Yeah, Bean Kingdom. Yeah, it's weird. They got some weird names, bro. They got some weird names.
Yeah. But like it looks gorgeous. Like I think the art style does look great and everything like that. But my only problem is that like I finished Super Mario RPG on Switch in December. I'm going to be finishing Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door in June. I'm on the last star in Paper Mario. That's what I've been doing all day today. So it's like I guess maybe by the time this new one comes out, maybe I'll be ready for another one. But like I feel like those RPGs are quality, like they are. But at the same time, like
you're gonna burn
they're kind
out.
of I mean they're kind of basic, and that's not a slight. Like they're fun and they're very whimsical and stuff. But at the same time, it's like I don't know. It's hard to describe without me offending somebody, because I do like them. Like, I wouldn't spend all this time playing them if I didn't like them. But when you are playing games like Final Fantasy and stuff, where they're more meant for people that are more experienced, like you go back and play a game like Thousand Year Door, and you're like, yeah, this was made back in the early aughts or whatever, and I'm enjoying it. Like, by the time I'm done with it, I bet I'll probably give it like a 7.5, 8 out of 10 or whatever. I recognize the quality, but yeah, the Paper Mario Brothership. I just hope that eventually, like Luigi. What did I say? Paper Mario.
Paper Mario, yeah.
Yeah, Mario. I just hope eventually with Mario and Luigi Brothership that like Luigi doesn't get like a suit of armor, and then like Mario can like do alchemy without using a circle, you know. But anyway.
No, it's Luigi's gonna be he's gonna be a ship, like a metal ship.
Yeah, he'll turn into a ship. Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. I love it. They always got something new and stuff. But
what about you?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Ash.
I was saying to piggyback off of like Brian when it comes to like difficulty, every Mario and Luigi RPG, every Mario RPG specifically is going to be easy. They're meant to be like an entry level into getting into RPG.
Right.
So
yeah, I respect that.
When it comes to people that like have good amount of experience with RPGs and stuff, especially like the hardest ones up to date, of course they're not going to be feeling the difficulty with Mario and Luigi, because it's meant for like for more casual players and stuff. For me,
no, I respect that.
Yeah. For me to begin with, I'm already a big fan of like the whole Mario universe, especially the RPG side of things, because when you jump into it, they actually like go deeper into lore, into like other characters. They actually have new unique NPCs that you actually get to talk to as well, and the dialogue is also amazing as well. So for me, this game didn't really gravitate to me because of the difficulty. It's more because, great, I already love Mario. This is an RPG style, so I'm going to be diving more deeper into this universe and still be engrossed in it and stuff. And
did they confirm? Did they confirm if Yoko Shimomura is going to come back for the?
I don't
soundtrack?
know. I don't know. I hope
they were saying
so.
It sounded like it. They were saying that music sounded like it.
Okay, and I hope so.
I'll be
ready.
Yeah, it's got to be her, nobody else. Because I couldn't picture that soundtrack being something different. Like I don't know. What were we gonna say?
I was just real quick, just on the Paper Mario thing. Like, so Ash, you've played Paper Mario Thousand Year Door?
Only a little bit, surprisingly. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was going to tell you something.
James, when I was a kid, when I was a kid, I only rented it.
Okay. Okay. Never mind. Then I'm not going to say anything. Never mind.
Yeah, I've only played Paper Mario 64 and Paper Mario Origami King. They're only two Paper Mario games I've ever played. And when it comes to Mario and Luigi, I haven't played any of them. I started Bowser's Inside Story on 3DS and enjoyed it. I just, started doing something else. Fan, was this trailer enough to make you pick up one and try your first Mario and Luigi game, or you're kind of like, nah?
I would probably play one of the other ones first before I spend money buying this new one.
Gotcha. Yeah, she'll tell you where to go.
Because I'd like to, just dip my feet in it to see if I want to jump into the series.
My only problem when recommending a Mario Luigi game is that you don't have to play in any certain order to understand what's going on. It's just the biggest thing for each Mario Luigi game is that there's going to be like a whole different mechanic for each one, right? So Mario Luigi, it's your straightforward Mario Luigi style RPG. And then once you go to the sequel, is Mario Luigi Partners of Time. So this time you are actually going back in time to help out your past self, Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, and also fighting Bowser Jr. in that one. And the third one, Bowser Inside Story, that's literally the one where you actually team up with Bowser. You're inside Bowser's body, in either enhancing or help Bowser like do certain things or throughout the world itself. And then right after that, it's Mario and Luigi Dream Team, where you're basically in Luigi's dream and stuff. And I haven't fully played that one yet, but that one's out of all of them is probably the most creative because of all the stuff you get to do in Dream Team and stuff. And then there's another one after that, Paper Jam. Yeah, that was
I played that too. I liked it.
It was all right. It was all right. It was an okay one.
And after Paper Jam, it was what Bowser's Inside Story got the remake on 3DS.
Yeah,
and so did
Superstar Saga. Yeah. Superstar Saga got remake, and Bowser's Inside Story remake got happened as well. That I'll say this though, Superstar Saga remake was good. Bowser's Inside Story remake was, I would say, still good. It's just I wish the music could have been done better. It's just it didn't hit the same way as it did on the DS. So yeah, that's one more overall thoughts on that. But you can start from anywhere. So that's up to you, fan. Maybe
Sometimes
Star
it's
Wars
that
Superstar
way.
Saga on the Switch. So
Yeah, sometimes you lose like sound, not quality, but like certain sounds when you upgrade
yeah,
like the soundtrack. Like sometimes you gain, sometimes you don't. It varies. Like a good example is, what is it called? The the theme of love, or like I think it's called Mom's Town or something like that in Mother 3. The GBA version just sounds so much better than the version they play in Smash.
I bet.
Yeah, and it's like, like it gets the point across. It sounds very similar, but it's just something about certain sounds that the GBA version has that, like, I just gravitate towards the GBA version.
Yeah, it wasn't hitting certain notes in
Mhm.
in the remake for Bowser's Story, especially the boss theme and the final boss theme. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't doing it for me,
It's
man. I'm
It's the
sorry.
uniqueness of sound. I was gonna
Yeah,
bring up earlier Super Mario RPG and how I think that's like peak Yoko Shimomura music, and the remake of her songs. It's the one time where I couldn't like really how can I put it, choose which version I like better.
yeah,
Because
I agree.
yeah, some of them on SNES were great, and then I listened to the remake version. I'm like, man, like these are good, but in a different way.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
they each got their pros. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, that's Mario Luigi Brothership. I probably will be picking it up day one because I really like that art style, and that art style is really got me saying like, yeah, I definitely should pick this up. Moving along to our next game, and that is actually the one that Bryant wasn't excited for. Super Mario Party Jamboree. That one
I got my
here's
jamboree ready to go.
so I'm keeping an eye on that because finally we have more than just 5 boards or 4 boards that they've had. And like the Switch Mario Party games for whatever reason limit the boards to like 4 or 5. This one has 7, which is a lot better than just 5. 2 of them are remakes, I believe, from Mario Party 2 and 3, and then 5 of them are brand new boards. 110 mini games, and then there is a mode. It's called Koopa. I can't even pronounce it. There's a mode where you can play against 20 other or 19 other players, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's nuts. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. And as much as I've been disappointed with like the Mario Party series since I would say the Wii days, I would say, um, I'm actually keeping my eye out on this because Super Mario RPG, which was one that did like remakes for the boards, is fun. But it's
You mean
all
Super Mario Party? You said Super Mario RPG.
I'm sorry, yeah, Super Mario Party, yeah, Super Mario Party that came out was just a remake of like boards from 1, 2, and 3, and I really enjoyed it. But that's because they were stuff that I've already played. This is looking to be new with some of the old features back. Like stars are the main factor, so you're going in to collect stars. Whoever gets the most amount of stars wins. It's all about mini games. Like the boards seem very creative as well, so it's putting in some of the new, but going back to the simple thing of collect stars. Which some for whatever reason some of the Super Mario Party Mario Party games just went away from collecting stars for whatever reason. Some of them were like race to the finish or some other dumb stuff. But yeah, is anybody else here excited for this, or am I just the only one?
I'm like indifferent about it, I guess. I don't know. I just for some odd reason, I think ever since I think I fall out of Mario Party since like maybe
The Wii era.
The DS probably.
Okay.
No, those DS games don't really count.
Yeah, they do. Mario Party DS.
I mean, I never played Mario Party
DS.
DS, but Mario Party on 3DS.
Yeah, Mario Party DS was awesome. Yeah, like it was great. So I mean, thing is that after that, like, I don't know what it is. It's just I don't know. I've always gone back to play Mario Party 7. Actually, that's actually one of my favorites, if anything.
Was that GameCube?
Yeah, I was
GameCube.
say,
Yeah,
okay.
That's GameCube. But like, yeah, I don't know. I might pick it up depending on what my friends are going to be doing, I guess. So that really just depends on if my friends are going to get it or not, because that's the whole point of Mario Party is to play with friends. So
I mean, that 20-player mode seems interesting.
Yeah,
seems chaotic.
Might be too much. I don't know.
Well, I
think it's depending on how they do that.
Yeah, I think they're using the new Nintendo like online infrastructure, which for whatever reason not every game uses. Like Monster Hunter Rise is one of them. and I think there's a few other ones that are using it. So it's definitely supposed to be more stable, which Monster Hunter Rise, if you ever played that on Switch, was very stable online. So I don't know, but yeah, I guess Fan and Bryant not really feeling it. You're feeling like Shulk.
So there's two different like arms of Mario Party on Switch. There's Mario Party Superstars and there's Super Mario Party. Mario Party Superstars was looked at favorably because it took a lot of like the old games and like gave it like got the old boards back, a lot of the old mini games back, and it was well received. Super Mario Party wasn't as well received, and that's kind of like
I got them mixed up. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. How could you possibly mix that up? No, I'm kidding. It's easy to mix up.
Yeah.
So it's in the Super Mario Party range of games. So like I'm tepid. Like if it ends up being awesome, like I'll pick it up or whatever. But like for now, I just hate the name. It sounds kind of like, I don't know, pretentious. It's hard to describe. I don't know.
Yeah, they're trying too hard, I think.
Yeah.
Super Mario Party Jamboree. Let's go.
I wish they just call it like Super Mario Party Jam. Like I think that would have been better than Jamboree.
What's up, Geek Show? Welcome to the podcast.
What's up, Geek?
Yeah. So I guess we'll be keeping an eye out. I'll let you guys know if it's any good. I'll sacrifice my dollars more than likely.
Yeah.
To try it out. Like if I don't get it day one, I'll eventually get it. It just really depends on where I'm sitting at right there. Next game, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection.
We had a good reaction to that.
Oh yes, that one was surprising. So something
about
this Nintendo Direct was there was a lot of surprises, and that's usually, how can I put it, like, their Xbox had surprises, right, of games that we never knew about, but a lot of those were games that a lot of us just didn't care about, outside of like Expedition 33. This had me hyped because I was not expecting this. I was expecting Dragon Quest 3, but this I was not expecting, and everybody here knows how much I love Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like, it is, between that and Marvel vs. Capcom 1, I used to go all the time to the arcade to play those games. I love those games so much. They were so much fun. And in my opinion, they're just peak fighting games overall. Just very, very fun. They announced this collection, and of course, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 1 are both in it. Not only that, they had X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel Superheroes vs.
Punisher.
Street Fighter, Punisher, which is not a fighting game, but they added it there. It's a beat 'em up type game. And then X-Men Children of the Atom, which is another one, which is another fighting game. I mean, I'm speechless. I'll let you guys talk because I was just in shock that this is finally coming. It's finally available for all platforms except Xbox. Xbox is not getting this game, which is very sad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say, Ash?
I was gonna say I'm so freaking excited for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I mean, for all these games to come back into one package. Like, something that I've really kind of come to realize with these conferences is that something I look forward to more than almost anything is games being brought to current platforms. So we're not relying on my PS3 that like blows up every time I have to log into PSN and download stuff, or like an Xbox 360, which is shutting down. Like, when things get brought to modern hardware, like that basically means it's probably going to be around forever to have at least our lifetimes, because like all of this stuff is backwards compatible, and Sony has invested so much into getting people to like buy into their digital ecosystem. Like, they're not going to take that away anytime soon. Like, I foresee that once you buy this Marvel vs. Capcom collection, like that's it. Like, you're going to have this for a long time. And there's some arguments about like digital and the rights and stuff, but I mean, you can still download Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on PS3 and Xbox 360. So, and also when that came out, that was like the baby years of digital rights and stuff like that. So I'm sure like whatever is being done on the what do you call it, the rights or whatever on this release, I'm sure it's going to be tightened up so people can have access to it. But I mean, it's so crazy because I just remember that Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet that came out like last year, I think, from the 1UP Arcade. And I think I told the story on the podcast when we did our reaction, where I really wanted that cabinet, and I even bought it because I wanted to have like something like really cool to play that game on, and I ended up returning. So like, no, I can't justify it because it might eventually come out on consoles, and I'll be really angry that I bought this. And I cashed in on that on the Nintendo Direct Day, and it's coming out. All those games are A class, or actually, I shouldn't speak to that. Marvel vs. Capcom is A class. I haven't played any of those Marvel superheroes games, but I'd assume they're at least fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, very cool that they're coming out. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Marvel superheroes game, or like X-Men vs. Street Fighter, is just Marvel vs. Capcom without the same roster, I guess you could say. Yeah, even including the X-Men game. The X-Men game is a fighting game as well. Same mechanics, same everything. But yeah, Fan and Ash, what are your thoughts?
So like straight up, I was extremely ecstatic of like here's my thing, right? This basically means that like straight up, other companies need to take notes when it comes to preserving old titles like this, and this is another thing too. I forgot to ask. Do we know if this collection is going to be coming out physically on the Switch or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's coming out physically on
Switch and PS4.
Makes it even better, right? I can just buy this on the Switch and just keep it to myself, right? I don't have to worry about any digital bullcrap and stuff. And this is what companies need to do. Mm-hmm. And another thing too is for everyone that's been complaining about trying to get older games onto newer platforms, this is literally one of your chances to do so. Literally let Nintendo know that you or Capcom know Capcom know that you want this game by literally buying it. It literally has 5 to 6 different games on there.
Worth every penny.
At this point, this is literally no freaking excuse. Okay.
Nope.
So hey, listen, I'm still all up for emulation, but this right here, this is no excuse if you really won't want to have these games and own it outright. Okay.
Yep.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
100% agree with that statement. For me, like now, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is going into the vault once it comes out, and it will be put away until it's needed again. But I will be buying this day one on my Switch and probably on Steam.
Buying on everything.
Yeah, because physical copy, of course, to have it physical just in case. Because I still don't trust digital, even though I do own a lot of digital copies, especially on my PS5. I still don't trust digital because we've already seen like how movies have been taken away from people because somebody doesn't own it, or how like Funimation, right, merged with Crunchyroll, and a lot of people lost all their anime that they purchased through Funimation. So it's like stuff like that. Still worry about, but it's nice to just own a physical copy because then if internet goes away and something happens, you still
Doomsday?
have that cartridge. Yeah, exactly. Doomsday, Walking Dead type scenario. I still have my Switch. So
it's Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. What about you, Fan? You picking this up day 1, day 2, day 100?
I probably will be picking it up just because I miss playing those old school fighting games, like with the arcades and stuff like that. I'm hoping if this does well that they'll bring back Capcom versus SNK 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
A lot of people are
Capcom versus Tatsunoko too.
Yeah,
yes. I didn't like that one as much.
That's like, I think it's fun because it's basically like all of Capcom's IP.
Yeah.
It's Capcom's IP, all of Capcom's IP, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's go around the horn. Who's our Marvel vs. Capcom 2 team?
My team it's always changed. I hope Marvel vs. Capcom 2 here because I think it's the arcade version, so you're gonna have all the characters unlocked from the get-go.
Yeah.
I doubt it's gonna be like the Dreamcast version. Yeah. But I guess my main team was always Mega Man, War Machine, and Wolverine. But my other team is Wolverine, Rogue, and Gambit.
Okay, Ash.
I never officially had like a team.
You didn't have like a regular team.
Yeah, I just choose whatever I go and stuff. But if anything, I'm trying to look through and see who I would choose and stuff because I play every now and then, but I'll probably get Spider-Man, maybe Tron, and somewhere in the middle, probably put Ryu in there because I'm already using Ryu as a Shoto character. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Wolverine for sure. Because he's low to the ground.
Wolverine.
So he was always one who I'd pick because he was low to the ground, so he was always hard to hit. I always switch between Mega Man and Spider-Man, depending on like what I feel like playing. And then I always swap out Hayato and Captain Commando or something like his name was. Was that what his name was?
Captain Commando?
About. No.
Yeah, Captain Commando. Yeah, Captain Commando.
The blue and white guy, the blonde guy?
Yeah, with the visor.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Yeah. And then it was either one of those two. And then, if I feel like playing a typical Street Fighter character, I'll, swap in Akuma.
Yeah, and mine was first was Iceman, because Iceman has this move where you kick and you can like juggle enemies forever, and so I'd use that to get through the first couple enemies, and then Mega Man, because Mega Man is my favorite character ever, and then lastly Morgan, because I was like 13 and I saw Morgan. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play as her.
No, Mega Man for me was always because it's Mega Man, and I was like, oh, I gotta play as Mega Man in a fighting game. But his moveset was pretty good. His special was nice, where he goes into
where he turns into
and then like he has that move where he throws the little wind tunnel thing. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, a little turbine.
Yep, he does that stuff. His shots too. You can do the long range shots. I did originally I would play it with Ken. Because I was used to Street Fighter, so I was like, okay, I'll add a Street Fighter character because it makes things easy. But eventually I did away with him and went with War Machine. And War Machine just became that person. And then Wolverine was because, everything he has.
Wolverine.
He's Tornado Claw. Like, he is so... How can I put it? He's fast. His combos are crazy. And... it's just like he can get you in the corner and that's it. Like you can literally just spam like Tornado Claw over and over again, or what is this? Something Barrage. I can't even think of the name right now.
Now I want to play it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I've been playing it. Like I was trying to unlock all the characters playing the Dreamcast version. You need so many points. Like I'm not sure was the last time anybody played the Dreamcast version.
I remember.
To get those points, it's a pain. And and like my finger started. Like I stopped playing because my finger started hurting from the D-pad. Because I didn't have my team at the time. I forgot who I was playing with on my Steam Deck. Yeah. So my team had made, who was it? Rogue. I unlocked Gambit. I made sure to get Gambit, and then who did I have? Because I didn't have Mega Man yet, and I still don't, because he's like crazy amount of points. Spider-Man. That's what I was using. And yeah, Spider-Man just his web sting, web claw, like or whatever it is he does. Yeah.
Web claw.
Yeah. The voice acting in the game is cool too, because the X-Men characters have the X-Men original cartoon series voice actors, which is nice. So like Wolverine has it. I don't know. I assume they're probably gonna. Well, I guess since the actual game they'll have the same voice acting. Yeah, but that was a nice touch there for all that stuff. But yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. It just says release later in 2024. There's no actual release.
Yeah, come on, give us a season at least. Like, come on, man.
I mean, they're probably making sure. Just
it'll probably be fall.
Yeah, which I'm okay with. If it's in November, I'm sorry. Like, I
hope it's October.
Buying. Yeah, October would be fine. If it's November though, it's gonna have to wait. Dragon Quest 3. Anything around Dragon Quest 3, unfortunately, gets like I'll get Brothership, but I'll probably play it day one, and then of course once Dragon Quest 3 comes out, that's it. Going away. Yep, like so many other games. Nintendo Switch Online got an update with Link to the Past 4 Swords, which we did complete. One thing that me and Fan found out.
Oh, you beat it? You guys completed it yesterday?
We did. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We beat it.
Yep.
Fan and James said not me though, because I was just too tired. I don't know what happened.
I heard it in your voice.
Yeah, like I was too tired. I was like, you know what, screw it. I gotta go to bed.
But something me and Fan noticed is that I don't know if it's depending on the amount of players you have or if it's always random. But definitely once you left Ash, me and Fan redid the dungeon and it was totally different. Like the whole layout was different.
Oh, really? I didn't know
different
that.
Items and everything.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, wow.
Yeah, it was interesting, and I'm curious to know if we had 4 players, is it another different layout? Which makes sense because you can't move a 2 player block, right? Or you can't move a 3-player block with 2 people. So it kind of made sense that it would have to have a different dungeon for the amount of players. But now I kind of want to go through this whole game with 4 people exactly. So
nice YouTube thumbnail for that, by the way.
Thanks.
With your face.
Yeah, I did that. Now we just need Brian to take a day off.
Yes.
So we can play.
I would love to
complete this. Because then it would be like we could play the game all over again, but since all the dungeons would be brand new, then it's a first time experience for everybody.
That's very true.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
we'll see if we make that happen.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Everybody, give Brian all your energy or all your money so he can take a day off.
Oh boy.
Metroid Zero Mission also released on Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah.
Anybody here playing Zero Mission? Because I know Fan, you said you were, and then you are
eventually.
Brian? Yeah. I'll revisit
Great
Zero
game.
Mission eventually. It is amazing game. First appearance of Zero Suit Samus. That's where Zero Suit Samus comes from, directly from there, which was pretty cool. That was a nice twist at the end. Yeah, the whole ending part where you play as Zero Suit Samus. That was nice. Perfect Dark N64. Mature 17 plus N64. Let me rephrase that. It's a totally different app that you have to download just to play Perfect Dark as well as Turok. But that gives people hope that maybe one day like Conker's Bad Fur Day might come on Nintendo 64.
I would be so happy. I'd be so stoked.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I can see it happening because there's a lot of rare games on N64 online.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's
Perfect Dark plays like garbage though. I tried playing it and oh my god, it's hot garbage. It's so bad. And then I don't know if you guys saw the video of like what the dizzy effect looks like in the it's unplayable. Like the second level, like you can get like hit by like a tranquilizer or something like that, and then like in the N64 game, like your vision goes like slightly blurry, but like you can still kind of make out what you're seeing. In the Switch port, like you can't see anything. Like I'm not hyperbolizing. Like go look it up on YouTube. Like it is impossible to see what you're doing. It's horrible.
That's funny. Again, with weird like for
emulation.
whatever reason, yeah. But to be fair, Nintendo 64 is very hard to emulate. Like people don't understand that like playing like Pokemon Puzzle League, for example, on emulation can be janky. Like the opening cutscene would not show up at all. And then you go to play, the blocks are spaced out to like weird angles. So you have like spaces between the blocks. It's very awkward. Like I've emulated Pokemon Puzzle League, and this is using like Project 64. I haven't tried Mupin 64, which is another one. But like when it came to Nintendo Switch Online, I was happy because at least I knew that it was good enough that it's available on there. But yeah, N64 is, for whatever reason, a hard system to emulate. Outside of like Ocarina of Time and like Mario 64, a lot of games are very hard to emulate for some reason. But yeah, that was the update for Nintendo Switch Online. They showed off a little bit more of Nintendo World Championship, which still looks pretty cool. This would actually be pretty cool for like a type of group stream, you know, racing each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be pretty neat. Nintendo Switch Sports is adding basketball in the free update. Nintendo Switch Sports is pretty fun. Highly recommend, you know, trying it. If you have people to play with. If you're by yourself, then yeah, maybe not fun solo, but it is fun. The bowling's kind of fun online. That's kind of cool. You know, more Lego Horizon Adventures, which everybody's still amazed. Fantasian is finally coming to consoles. Coming holiday 2024. The new name for this is Fantasian. What is it called? Neo Dimension. And they are adding voice acting, which is nice, and additional difficult settings. Highly recommend if you're a fan of RPGs, if you're a fan of Final Fantasy, you need to play Fantasian. It's made by Sakaguchi. The music is from
the reunification of Sakaguchi and Square Enix.
It's literally, and it's a reunion of them. So like it's a definitely like why not buy it? But this, if you have complained about Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth and 15 and anything post Sakaguchi, again, put your money where your mouth is and buy this game. This game literally feels like Final Fantasy 8 and 9 and sprinkle a little bit of 7 and a little bit of 6 in there and you have Fantasian. Like, I can't tell you how many times playing this game, I was like, wow, I feel like I'm playing a PS1 era RPG. And that's a good thing, right? For me, it's a good thing. I really enjoy this game. Voice acting will be just the icing on the cake. The battle system is very fun. Very difficult. It's not like Mario and Luigi, very basic, you know, simple. No, it is difficult. One of the things I hope they fix is the ending, because the ending gets very, very difficult. It gets so annoying that you really have to grind. And usually, I don't mind grinding. Again, I beat Dragon Quest. You do have to grind in Dragon Quest. This is like 20 times worse than that. And it's really, really bad. So hopefully they fix that
balancing stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't finish it because of that. I'm one of them. I didn't finish the game because I'm like, you know what? I'm done. Like, I don't have a million hours to grind and just so I can go ahead and beat this next part in the game. So yeah, and that's you don't hit that part till about 75% into the game, like when you're close to the end. It's not even like a final area. It's like maybe I want to say a couple areas before the final area.
Jeez,
but yeah,
get that.
Anybody else looking at getting Fantasian?
Eventually.
I'll get it on something other than Switch.
I know you definitely hyped about it a lot, James, before it got announced to the Switch. But yeah, I'll eventually touch it, if anything. So, yep.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, it's not high up on my list, but it'll be there eventually.
You got to. Like I was telling TheGeakShow, same thing. Like he needs to get it as well. Because he loves like the Sakaguchi games. Is like you gotta get this. Like this is Sakaguchi for whatever reason. I don't feel like he misses. Like when I really think about it. Like I love Lost Odyssey. I've talked about Lost Odyssey plenty of times. This is another game that was good. I still haven't played Last Story. I really want to play it, but everybody that I know that's played it loves Last Story. The Last Story. And Blue Dragon I haven't finished. I've only played the beginning, but for the little bit that I played, works. Side note, I did try emulating Blue Dragon on my Steam Deck. Don't play it. It's unplayable. Yeah, literally. Like you get into a battle, the whole screen is like not black, but it's like blurred out. Like it looks like it has like a really big like blur effect, so you can't see nothing on the screen. You can only see the menu. Because like the aesthetics of it, talk about like nice interface, like battle interface and stuff like that. The aesthetics are pretty cool. So like when you get into battle, it'll show like the character in like the top left and like their face portrait, but it's all rendered in 3D. So it kind of shows like what they're doing. And then of course you have your battle menu at the bottom where you choose your moves. But you can see what moves you're doing. You just don't know who you're attacking, what's around. Like if there's multiple things you can like attack and stuff like that. So unplayable, unfortunately. Not only that, it's kind of awkward. The Blue Dragon like symbol, like the dragon that they show, for whatever reason does not show up. It's not in the title screen. It's not in the beginning where it actually shows the title again. It says Blue Dragon. It shows that shadow. It is just not there. Awkward. But yeah, that was a side note.
Yeah, I actually got it to work. It's a weird. It's something to do with the emulator itself.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like it's just the emulator. I don't know what's going on with it.
Which is weird about Xbox stuff. Like for whatever reason, Xbox and Xbox 360 are just very difficult to emulate. Another console that's difficult. Like anything on PS3 works fine for the most part. Almost every PS3 game is playable. I think they did say 100% of games are playable, but not like some of them
varying degrees
might have have glitches and stuff like that. So awkward there. But yeah, Fantasian Holiday 2024. Pick it up. Trust me, it'll be worth your time. Even if you don't beat it, if they don't change that ending part, I still think it was worth the time that I had with it for sure. Tales of the Shire, Lord of the Rings, they showed that off, which that's that Lord of the Rings farming game, another farming game that they showed off. Their Hello Kitty Island Adventure, which is basically Animal Crossing just with Hello Kitty characters. A little bit more adventure stuff in it, hence Island Adventure, which is kind of cool. Like they have like little dungeons. I would play this game with my daughter. She has like an Apple Arcade, and there's little like dungeons and stuff like that, which are pretty cool. So if you like Animal Crossing and you like dungeon hunting, like solving puzzles, this might be.
And Hello Kitty.
And Hello Kitty, yes, and Hello Kitty. Disney.
Yeah, if you're into the cozy.
Yeah, Disney Illusion Island Mystery is having an update, or I'm sorry, Disney Illusion Islands Mystery in Monif. That's what it is. It's having a free update. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. They show a little bit of that.
Out like next week.
Yep. June 27. Yep, next week. Funko Fusion. They showed off that, which has a bunch of licensed Funko Pops in it, and yeah, there's just that. I know my son is very excited for that. My son's super excited for that. Metal Slug Attack Reloaded, which is a what do you call those type of games?
Tower defender.
Yeah, tower defense game. Which the last tower defense I really got into. You guys remember the one on Wii, the Final Fantasy one?
Oh, I remember.
Crystal Defenders.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
The only Metal Slug game I'm really. Oh, go ahead.
And honestly, the only reason I got into it was because it was Final Fantasy Tactics characters. So I was like, oh, cool. Or Tactics Advanced characters, rather. And music. What were you going to say about Metal Slug?
I was going to say, I'm the only Metal Slug game I'm really looking forward to is that Tactics game. Looks really dope. Yeah.
Same here. They showed up Darkest Dungeon 2. Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports, which is like basically like think a Mario Sports mix, but with Looney Tunes characters. I guess that's the best way to put it. Stray's coming to Switch. Mio Memories in Orbit, which kind of looks like a mix of like Ori and the Blind Forest and like Hollow Knight, I guess you can say, like a mixture of both.
That game looks cool.
Yeah, a lot of people were excited for that game. I don't remember if there was a release date for this. I'll have to double check later. Among Us updates, Just Dance. Oh, this is for Ash. You wanna talk about this game, Ash?
Investigation Miles Wedgeworth bundle, man.
Yes,
See,
yes.
This direct was literally made for me, and the thing is that first of all, I was extremely excited that this came out because, okay, yes, these games were made in the DS era, of course, but the main problem is that the sequel, which is the second one, literally called Investigations Miles Wedgeworth 2, that never came out to the West at all. Matter of fact, this game first came out on February 3rd, 2011. And now we're in 2024. So we're fine. Us Westerners are finally getting an official English release for this game. Now, of course, there were fan translations and stuff. And on top of it, and you can still buy the Japanese game secondhand, but that's not going directly to Capcom. I don't care. I don't care if you guys don't like piracy, but here's the thing. That was the only way for free to actually play the game is through piracy for how many years now? Freaking 13 years?
My mother
13 years! Now we're finally getting an official release on the Switch. I am extremely excited. These two games basically take place in like the timelines of like the end of Justice for All until like the middle of Trial and Tribulations, which is Ace Attorney 2 and 3. Do you have to play these to understand the main timeline? No. But if you're a big Edgeworth fan, highly recommend playing these games. It's really amazing. And if you love yourself some visual novels and love to figure out a mystery, crime, thriller, this has all that for you. It's amazing. I highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
So isn't like Edgeworth? Isn't he like the rival to Phaneckswhy?
Pretty much, yes. So basically you will first encounter him in the second trial in the first game. And he was known to do a lot of shady tactics at the beginning and stuff because once you figure out his past and why he became the way he is and stuff, then you'll know why Edgeworth is the way he is. But after literally in the first game, he changes 360 no scope. I just use an old term, holy shit. But straight up, you will figure out on why Edgeworth the way he is. And all I gotta say, it has something a lot to do with the incident that happened when he was a kid called the DL-6 incident. Do not look that up, but it will definitely tie a lot of things into how he operates as a character and how he grows from it as well. And you will definitely see a lot of that growth from him when it comes to playing both those two games. And on top of that, the way he does certain things at the end of Justice for All and some crazy things that he did in Trial and Tribulations. This is everything just woven so well together. It's a really good handcrafted story. It's hard for me to say which game is Shu Takami's magnum opus because holy crap, I even played one of his other games called Ghost Trick. Bro, it's just when he writes something, he just cooks. It's crazy. It's amazing. So yeah, by all means, wow, I'm hyping about this game, but I don't even know when it comes out.
September 6th.
But whenever, yeah. What?
September 6th.
So December 6th. Pick that shit up, bro.
September.
Yeah, I thought it said September.
Oh, I thought you said December. Sorry.
Oh yeah, definitely December. Yeah, September 6th. Pick that shit up, bro. I recommend at least playing the first Ace Attorney game, but after that, you can definitely play Miles Edgeworth. If you're a big fan of him, which everyone is, they love his growth as a character and as an attorney as well. So it's amazing.
All right, I'm gonna put Ash on the spot here. Did you buy the Apollo Justice collection that came out earlier this year?
Not yet, because I was broke.
It was on sale recently. I bought it when it went on sale.
Yeah, but I'm definitely buying that soon. So
yeah. What about the great Ace Attorney collection?
Oh, already day one.
Okay. Cool. All right.
But the great Ace Attorney, bro. Listen, I will go on through hours about any other Ace Attorney games. If I would have to say which one's my favorite, it's just right now it's Trial Tribulations #1, but right after 2 and 3 is the Great Ace Attorney trilogy. That is amazing as well. Oh my god. It's just they're all great games, except for Justice for All at the beginning. But that's it. It's great, man. It's great. I love it. You know, so please. They're I think they're short games. I mean, it's a lot of reading and figuring out stuff, but once you get into it, you're never gonna ask when's this game going to end, because you always want to know what happens next. So that's the whole point of a visual novel mostly. So, but yeah.
Anybody else here played Ace Attorney game, or is it just
Probably
Ash?
not.
I think it was just Ash.
Yeah, I know. I'm like the unique one. It's funny too is that when that came out, a couple of my old subscribers reached out to me, be like, "Hey, are you gonna be covering this?" I'm like, "What? Do you guys still look for me for news, bro?
Man,
I've been out
Hey,
for
take that as a
11
compliment.
months. I've been I know, but I'm like, bro, I'm out for 11. I was out for 11 months, bro.
They want to hear your Ace Attorney takes, man.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
You gotta do it.
Yeah,
now.
you're different right. So
they reached out to you, so now you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Yeah, I checked Twitter later on and I saw like a couple of mentions. I'm like, hey, this is how. I'm like, bro, I don't even post video. Apparently, you post videos these days, man. Jesus,
you gotta do it. You gotta show it up for dumb.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's Ace Attorney Investigations Collection coming out September 6th. Phantom Brave, the Lost Hero, was also showed off. It's a tactical RPG. This is from the creators of Disgaea. If you couldn't tell, just look at the art because it looked exactly like Disgaea. And let's see what else is that. The 100 Line Last Defense Academy, from the creators of Danganronpa. Another one that you can tell from the art style. That's another game that I wasn't really like. I didn't care for that one, me personally. But if you're a Danganronpa fan and this looked, cool for you, then hey, there it is. Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven. This one actually I'm interested in. I've never played a Romancing Saga game or Saga game in general.
Me either.
And this actually might be where I start off. There was a new one, the Emerald game that came out recently, which I was just like, I'm not going to get that. But this one does to be more up my alley. I really like what I saw. And I probably will pick this up. It comes out October 24th. Might not get it on launch, but I might pick it up eventually. What are your guys' thoughts on this game?
Looks cool. I honestly, yeah, I haven't like really touched a Saga game like you, but I'm definitely interested in it, and I'm probably going to do more research into it as well. So, but when's the game coming out? If they ever announce a release date for it,
October 24th.
Huh.
Yeah,
okay.
and it's a remake of the second Saga game, which was I believe originally released on
the
Super
PS2
Nintendo.
or something.
Was it PS2?
No, it came out.
It's also on PlayStation already.
They hadn't played. It was on PlayStation.
Okay.
Isn't there like a Saga Frontier that was remastered already?
Yeah, and they're also doing 2. I think they're doing Saga Frontier 2 remastered, but they've already released this particular game. It's on Switch right now. It's a port of another game.
I might just touch Saga Frontier first, if anything, because I know that game's been out for a bit. And I've seen people give good reviews about it too, so I might just start with that one first, if anything.
Yeah, let me see the whole series because there's so many Saga games. Because I guess the Saga game started off as Final Fantasy Legend, 1989. Then Final Fantasy Legends 2 and 3. 2 came out in 90. Final Fantasy Legends 3 came out in 91. And then they changed to Romancing Saga, which came out on SNES. And then Romancing Saga 2, also came out on SNES, it says here. Super Famicom. Yeah, 1993.
Yeah, and I'm sure they had like
Romancing Saga
PlayStation
3
and
came out also on SNES. Saga Frontiers came out on PS1.
There you go.
And Saga Frontiers 2 came out on PS1 as well. Because Saga Frontiers is different from Romancing Saga. And then there's Unlimited Saga, which was on PS2, and then Emperor Saga, and then Imperial Saga, and then Saga Saga Scarlet Grace.
Oh god.
And then Romancing Saga Reuniverse, Imperial Saga Eclipse, and then Saga Emerald Beyond, which is the latest one that just came out. Yeah, that is interesting. According to this, the Wikipedia, the Saga series is also considered a successor to Final Fantasy II, which introduced a more open-ended activity-based progression system. Oh, interesting.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely might want to give this a try. Yeah, it looks like Final Fantasy Legend. Oh no, it's Final Fantasy Legends. Didn't that game come out on something? Wasn't there like a Legends like trilogy or something that
There's
came
Legend
out?
Collection.
Oh, that's what it was, right? Legends Collection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it was the one that you said, fan, that you used to play, right? Or you played it before? Or am I thinking of a different game?
I think you're thinking of a different game.
Okay. I thought, oh, maybe I'm thinking of Mystic Quest.
Yeah, you're thinking of Mystic Quest.
Yeah, so that's something else. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have to take a look at this and try it out. Yeah, that's Romantic Saga 2. What are Fan and Bryant? What are you thinking? Pick it up eventually or nah?
Yeah, what goes on sale, definitely not one I'm picking up first day. It didn't super appeal to me, but
Yeah.
that's what
Are you a fan?
It's not on my priority.
Okay.
There's other games that came out that were announced on this direct that I'll more likely pick over that.
Like Dempa Man or Dempa Man? Is that one? No, I'm just kidding. That's free to play. Which apparently was a lot of people liked it. It was a DS game, and now they have new. Let's see, what is it called? The new Dempa Man, which is a free to play RPG. Interesting. And then of course they showed off Fairy Tail 2, which
that was surprising. I didn't think it was going to drop that. Like, I didn't even know the first Fairy Tail game was even on the Switch. Didn't even know that game received well. I didn't even know that game was relevant. Honestly, I don't know.
Donkey Kong Country Returns HD also coming out. There's already a lot of discourse over this game. People are comparing this to the Wii version, which people don't realize that this is actually the 3DS version that they're working with. Also, the game is not coming out till next year, so like they have time to make it look better and stuff like that.
What are complaints about the new one?
Just like the shadows aren't as good lighting. In the Switch version.
Graphics.
Yeah, but I don't care. Like I really like the game a lot. Like, I mean, it'd be cool if they can make it look as best as possible. I'm more so just stoked that they're bringing it to the latest gen and it'll be there forever now.
I'm just more concerned with it. I'm just more concerned with the content. If they're going to like strip anything out or something like that.
I don't know. It'll be the full
That's the only thing. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm concerned about, if anything, because this game's a platformer. If you're worrying about shadows on a platformer, a side-scrolling platformer, if anything, I don't know what to tell you, bro. So
I mean, but like to me, this is not the first time that Nintendo shows something to show gameplay, but then like later on when they show it again, it looks way better than before. We've seen that happen with plenty of Nintendo games where, you know, they give you something because they want you to see the gameplay and then they work on the graphics after the fact, which is, hey, it's all about gameplay, right? Gameplay first, graphics will come in later, in my opinion.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, in the last two big announcements, Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, first game that you get to play as Zelda. A lot of people are happy. Some people are complaining because Zelda doesn't wield the sword.
Are you not taking the Zelda CDI game into account in that timeline? Does that game not exist?
That game does not exist. Yes, it does not exist in this timeline. Not the timeline I'm from, at least. But yeah, a lot of people are excited for that. Some people are complaining because Zelda doesn't use the sword. I'm like, you know,
cares?
Yeah,
she's got the Triforce of Wisdom.
Yeah,
Triforce of Wisdom.
She's different. She's not Link, right? You know, it's like saying, why doesn't like Base play like Mega Man, right? Or why doesn't Zero play like Mega Man? They're two different characters. They don't play the same. They should have different movesets.
Does she have the Triforce of Courage? No,
she has Wisdom. I mean, I guess the one thing I would say I wish she had was more magic. Because like in Smash Bros, you can throw fireballs and have like, you have Din's fire. You have Nehru's protect or whatever it is that she uses, like the little diamond protect move and stuff like that. Like that would be nice. But this still looks interesting. I like the art style. People are trying to like see like of course with the timeline thing, they're trying to see where this takes place in the timeline. Some people are comparing it to a Link to the Past map, which it has some similarities to the Link to the Past map. Like I will say that, but nonetheless, looks cool. I probably might not get it day one. I mean, maybe I don't know. It comes out September 26th.
Not picking up the Zelda game day one.
Dang. I know, that's the last time that happened to me was when Phantom Hourglass came out. That was the last time. Or actually, no, I like Link's Awakening remake. I didn't get that day one.
It's even worse.
Yeah, so I did not get that day one, but nonetheless, I do want to get it because it's a Zelda game, and I do love Zelda games. Well, what are you guys' thoughts? Is this a day one purchase for everybody else here?
Maybe. It depends. So if anything, it all depends on what other games I'm playing around that time. And another thing too, I was actually more excited for this game mainly because I'm actually more, believe it or not, I'm actually more of a fan of the isometric Zelda type games and stuff. So, me seeing this, kind of like gave me a smile and everything. And on top of that, the game actually makes sense because I mean you're playing as Zelda in The Legend of Zelda, so like finally the name actually lives up to its title. It makes sense, so it's great. And it's kind of weird to me how people are complaining about Zelda wielding a sword. I'm like, is she not allowed to wield a sword?
No, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. They're complaining that she's not wielding a sword because she doesn't wield a sword.
She's not wielding a sword. I mean, so what? So what? She's not wielding a sword. She's gonna be using something else.
Wisdom, like brain power. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll give you my take second here.
Yeah. Like honestly, it's just.
You know what they should do? They should flip it, and you get to play Ganon, and you get to play the bad guy.
Eventually,
your goal is to destroy,
punch everything.
I would not be surprised if they do something like that later on.
A game where all three of them have to actually team up to fight like a bad guy.
Hell yeah, absolutely. But yeah, overall, game showing a lot of promise.
And it's a turn-based RPG.
I think.
No.
I think.
Don't bring that in here.
I think I think people are just over exaggerating about this. I mean, once the game comes out, it's going to get good reviews. It's not going to make as much as Tears of the Kingdom, but it's still going to be good. So yeah, like. You're still going to get the same experience, just minus a sword, and you're playing as a character that has their name in the title. So, like, yeah, that's my overall thoughts. But yeah, if I ever going to pick up day one, it just depends what games I'm playing around that time. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, I'll get to it eventually because I mean I didn't pick up Link's Awakening when it came out on the Switch right away. But I eventually did pick it up.
Yeah.
And I beat it and loved it. So, you know, I'll get there eventually. May not get there right away.
I still haven't beat Link's Awakening. I'm actually stuck.
What?
I don't know where to go.
So good.
I don't remember.
So good.
Yeah, I stopped playing it for a little bit, and then I'm at the end. So I already got all the whatever you're supposed to call
all the instruments?
Instruments, yeah.
Then go to the egg. You're done. That's it.
I go to the egg and nothing happens.
Then you're missing an instrument.
You're missing something.
I'm pretty sure I have all of them. I'm gonna have to look at my save again, but because
you literally go to the egg, you play it, and that's it, and it opens.
Yeah,
that's it.
And I did that and nothing. Like I went to the egg like so many times. Like there's got to be something.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go back and see.
You might have to pull up the old tutorial. And
I refuse to use a guide. Like I wandered for like I remember I spent a whole day walking around and trying to figure out maybe there's something I missed, but nothing.
Bro.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead with your take.
Yeah, so a few things about this. So I want to get the good stuff out of the way first. At the very least, it looks interesting. It does. It shakes up the formula a little bit. It kind of adds a little bit of a Breath of the Wild flavor into a Link's Awakening because like she has these items she can create. The puzzle possibilities with that sound kind of interesting. Like you can just create like 100 tables. Like that's funny. That's quirky. I like that. I also like for girl gamers the ability to play as a female protagonist for the first time in The Legend of Zelda. Like that's really cool. Like I'm happy for them and everything, and it's cool from like an empowerment standpoint and everything. The only thing that bothers me about it is that you guys say like, oh, who cares? She doesn't have a sword over. Like I'm not even necessarily saying she has to have a sword. I just wish she had something that could attack more directly because it's one of the biggest things that I could not get into. Like I've tried so many times to get into like MMORPGs because like Final Fantasy 14 is so critically acclaimed and I love Final Fantasy. I've yet to be able to get into a run of playing it because I just feel like I'm commanding a character to do something and watching them do it. Whereas if it's something like Really the only MMO that I ever got into was Phantasy Star Online, because that was like you're directly controlling your character. You press the button, they attack when you press the button. And so that's why I'm kind of worried about this Legend of Zelda game, because it's like you can like summon monsters like to attack for you, and you can like watch them. You can throw like rocks and stuff. But like if she just had like a little, I'm not this precisely, but if she had like a little wand that threw fireballs or something, then I'd probably be okay with it and be like, okay, this is gonna be cool. But like just the fact you have to like watch a lot of combat happen, it's just not, it's not something I'm totally stoked on. I'm gonna buy it day one just because it's a Legend of Zelda game, and I'm gonna buy it, but definitely not as hot on this as other people have been.
Yeah, I have a theory that I think she will have a weapon, maybe a sword, because like when you look at the trailer, like the D-pad screen, you have the wand, or what is it called, the tri-rod, on the right side, but then the other three areas are just empty. So I personally wouldn't be surprised if you can get a weapon, because like how else are you supposed to kill a monster? Like what happens if you run out of the echoes? Because I think the echoes, well, I guess you can carry one at a time. But
So
like,
if you watch the Zeltic video,
Yeah.
you can kind of put hints at it that because if your little fairy that you have
yeah,
has certain triangles along it, which gives you an idea of how many echoes you can use at one time.
oh, okay,
So
yeah,
once one of your echo disappears, you get another triangle. You can use that to get another echo.
okay,
So I think you can extend the number of echoes you can have at one point at one
Okay.
time. Like there's got to be something where, because I think she starts out like with 2, and then at one in the video she had 3 dots, and then she had 4 at one point. So there's got to be ways of like having it more and more where you can have like a freaking mass army of enemies just out.
Okay. Interesting. I gotta watch that video then. I usually watch the Zeltex videos when it comes to Zelda stuff. I just haven't for this. Um, but yeah, so I mean, I still have a theory that like you might get a weapon. We'll wait and see. Like I said, I'm kind of torn. Like I would like to get a day one, but I guess it depends what comes out in September and what I'm playing around that time frame. That's really gonna be the thing. Like, where's my mind at currently at that time? Because like honestly, my mind right now is on Dragon Quest 3. Like, I just want to play Dragon Quest 3. I want to play Dragon Quest 3 so much that I'm playing Octopath Traveler 2. That's not Dragon Quest, but it's HD 2D. So I'm like,
it's as close as you're gonna get for 6 months or whatever.
Exactly. Which Octopath Traveler 2 is really good. It's actually got me hooked.
It is.
Like Octopath Traveler 1, I wasn't like I fell off. I got bored, but the individual stories of Octopath Traveler 2 so far are really good. So I recommend Octopath Traveler 2 so far. I'm only like 10 hours in, but really enjoying it. Really, really liking it. The music is amazing in that game too.
Yep.
But yeah, go back to this. Yeah, we'll wait and see. That is Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Hence, wisdom, right? She has the Triforce of Wisdom, right?
Yep.
And the final game. The game that nobody was expecting, because we all thought it was a Switch 2 game, which it could still be a Switch 2 game, is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Such an awful name.
A lot of people don't like the name Beyond, which it feels very like we couldn't think of a name.
Metroid Prime Resurrection, Metroid Prime Rebirth.
Yeah. I mean, you have Metroid Prime Echoes, and I think they wanted a single
Echoes,
word.
I think, is okay.
They wanted a single word.
Yeah, because they had Echoes, that Corruption.
I think
Hunters.
Corruption's good too. Corruption, Echoes are fine. Hunters is fine, but just Beyond, like, what is the Star Trek?
It's to go further beyond. That's what it is. To go further beyond. Ain't that right?
I mean, she might be going like outside of her galaxy. That's probably why it's
maybe.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Or maybe, I mean, who knows? Maybe she might be becoming a bad guy. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, the opening, what we assume is the opening scene, and this looks amazing, like graphically wise. Like it looks really good. I'm super hyped for this game. I mean, I can't tell you like how I'm excited for this. Nintendo Online right now has where you can change your character to Metroid. They have Metroid Dread and Metroid Prime. Of course, if you look at my Nintendo Switch Online stuff, it is Samus. I'm a pretty big Samus fan, even though I don't own any of the Metroid amiibos outside of the Metroid Dread amiibos. I do want Zero Suit Samus, but they're hard to come by, as well as the original Smash Bros. Samus, as well as the was it Samus Returns amiibo. That's the one that I really want, and that one's hard to come by.
That was the one with the Metroid amiibo too, right?
Yep.
Like it was like a squishy Metroid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have that.
I want that one so bad, and I'm upset that I missed out on that. But yeah, it's funny because Metroid as a series has a special place in my heart. It was probably one of the last Super Nintendo era like first party franchise that I ever tried out. Actually, that's a lie. I would say Star Fox. No, I did Star Fox before. So yeah, this was probably the last one. And the way I tried it out was we were staying at a family member's house, and I was bored. I wanted to do something. So my dad's cousin comes to me. He's like, "Hey, I have a Super Nintendo here. Want to play a Super Nintendo?" Super Nintendo was the maybe PS1 had just already come out already, but he's like, you want to play a Super Nintendo? So that was what the console he had. And I was like, sure. So what games do you have? And he showed me his games. He had Link to the Past, which I was like, I've beaten that game already like 25 times. What else is there? Super Mario World, I've beaten that game at 25 times. Donkey Kong Country, I've beaten that. And he goes, oh, how about this game? This is kind of cool. It's a game where you're in space fighting aliens. I was like, oh, okay, let me play this game. Played it, and right away I was just like in awe. Like, I was like, this game looks amazing. It looks so futuristic and stuff like that, and I fell in love with Super Metroid. And then at the end of the vacation, it's like, hey, like you can have.
How old were you?
I was probably like 8, maybe 9.
Am I the only one when you were? Because I was around the same age, I think, too, and I played Super Metroid. Like, didn't it kind of made you feel a little unsettled, right? A little freaky.
Scared? Yeah, I was scared. Yeah, the elevator music. You're going there? Yeah. It's always eerie because the music and the sound design that they had was that. And also, like, when you go to get your first item, how the statue turns into the giant, like, oh, man, that freaked me out. Yep. I was very scared or unsettled. Like, I wouldn't say scared, but I was like, oh, man, like, I was like, it was like playing Resident Evil, basically.
Oh, yeah.
But I felt like that, but the game was just fun nonetheless, and I really enjoyed it. He had a save file that was towards the end that I tried out first, so he had like all the power ups and stuff like that. And then when he officially gave me the game, because at the end of the vacation, he's like, "Here, you can have the game." So I took it home and then made my own file, and then that was my journey. But yeah, Metroid Prime 4 looks amazing. Metroid Prime OG, I played that on GameCube, and it wasn't my first game that I bought on GameCube, but eventually I did buy it and fell in love with it, and then got Metroid Prime 2, and then eventually Metroid Prime 3.
I'm hoping they'll come out with Prime 2 and 3.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like in the meantime, like in between.
They should.
Yeah, it's a
that should have been Shadow
game,
Drop.
Just so people could play it, and by the time they pick up 4, they have a continuation of the story. You know,
100%. You can't play those unless you have a Wii U or a Wii or a GameCube. You know, it's like, who has those really? I mean, people have them, but not the people that are going to be buying. I mean, there's so many more people that have Switches now that are going to be able to get Metroid Prime 4 compared to who has Wii's, GameCubes, and Wii U's.
I know. I bought a Wii U just so I could buy
Metroid Prime
Trilogy. The trilogy before the eShop got closed.
Yep.
So that was the only reason why I bought it, because like I can't play these games without it.
It's justifiable if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, it's always possible. Like they can come out with it because there's plenty of time. This is a 2025 game. It can be late 2025. I think they showed it because they had to show it because it's been so long. And I still think they can bring 2 and 3. Like, they'll have another big direct in the fall where they'll show off some games coming for the rest of the year as well. And if we look at their lineup of first-party games, June, we have Luigi's Mansion 2, right? July, we have the
NES.
NES, yeah. I can't
the collection.
I can't think of the name. The Championship Edition, Nintendo World Championship NES Edition, is July. August, I don't think we have anything in August. I was looking, and I believe we don't have anything in August. Trying to look.
What's interesting is that the pre-order list for the Switch Online vouchers hasn't added any titles since that a digital event. Usually they add a couple more. You know, they didn't add any more. Like, that list is set.
Well, no, because I thought they added Echoes. Legend of Zelda.
Well, last I looked, it wasn't there. I'll look again right now.
Yeah, double check that, because I read somewhere that they added some of these titles there. Or it might have been Mario and Luigi Brothership, one of the two.
I'll look.
But September we have Zelda. October we have Mario Party. November we have Mario and Luigi, and then there's no December game. So there's no August game right now, no December game. January we have Donkey Kong Country Returns. I've mentioned this plenty of times. Nintendo has done at least an exclusive per month, a Nintendo exclusive per month, for quite some time, for a very long time. I want to say for the last few years, they've had at least one exclusive game per month. And right now, August and December would be like the only 2 games that they don't have an exclusive game, unless there's something in August that I'm missing that's announced that I just don't remember. But I do see
it's not there.
It's not there, really.
There's not. The newest thing they have on here is Luigi's Mansion 2. That's it.
Or maybe that also I was reading up. See, that's weird. I thought that was on there for the vouchers. Maybe they're ending the vouchers. Like no more.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, I'll suck.
I mean, a lot of people are starting to end their rewards programs because it's too much. I mean, vouchers aren't really rewards, but you know.
Yeah, you save $20 or whatever.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, they're too much. Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is great. I don't know.
I mean, there's probably some indie games that are coming to Switch in August, but no Switch like first party or first party IP.
Yeah,
coming in August I can think of.
See, I'm here on Nintendo's website. I wish there was a way to kind of go by like first party and then go by
Let's see, World of Goo 2, but that's gonna be on PC and Switch.
Yeah, that wouldn't count.
Delirium is an eShop game that's coming out on Switch only. Again, Squibble Drop is another Switch game. So I mean, there's some Switch games, but a lot of it's like eShop, like digital, like only, and I don't, and they're all indie, like they're not like first party IPs.
Yeah, which none of those would count there. I wonder, do they? Maybe they don't always do an August game, because I'm actually looking back last year, and I don't see an August game for last year either. Yeah, I don't think they had an August game last year. I think what would have came out around that time. But I still have hope that Metroid Prime 2 and 3 will come, especially for the modern audience with modern controls. Like you can right now play through using Prime hacks. Basically, it's like a fork of Dolphin that's customized just for Metroid Prime, and it allows you to use the right thumbstick to aim. Pretty much what Metroid Prime HD Remaster does. And you can always do that, but you're not going to get like the retextures that they did for Metroid Prime HD Remaster. And of course, you won't be able to play like on modern platforms through emulation and all that other stuff. So I hope they bring that back, because I would love to buy 2 and 3 and own it on my Switch as well. Because I love Metroid, and I will buy every Metroid game that ever comes out. I've owned every Metroid game that came out, except for Metroid Federation Force.
Samus port. Bring forth that 3DS Samus Metroid
Samus
2
Return?
game.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, bring Samus
Returns.
Yes. So what's funny is I didn't finish Samus Returns when it first came out, because it came out when the Switch was already out, and I got like halfway, and I was like, you know what, I just want to use my Switch. I don't want to use my 3DS. And then right before Dread got announced, I went back to playing Samus Returns, and I finished it, and I was like, man, nice. I want a brand new Metroid game. And then literally 2 weeks later was the Nintendo Direct where they announced Metroid Dread, and I just went crazy. I was like, yes. That was the beginning of me playing a game, and then something of its nature would come out later on, whether it was through emulation or whatever the case might be. But yeah, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond 2025 looks amazing, looks gorgeous. Can't wait to play this game. Metroid Prime Hunters is another one they should bring to modern platforms, because the character that you see there is Silas, who's from Metroid Prime Hunters, and it's like anybody who's never played Metroid Prime Hunters will not understand who this person is.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Metroid Prime Hunters came out on DS, which I did own at one point.
I remember that game. I remember that game
when it disappeared, and I have no clue where the game went.
Oh, it did? I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I literally don't know where that game is. It's just gone, like vanished. Or stolen. Probably stolen. I think somebody stole it, but yeah. So what was everybody's best game of this Nintendo Direct? Because we are running low on time.
Or just like a final thought, I guess.
Yeah, or final thought. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a good Direct. a solid B+. I
agree.
I give it a B, B-. If we got a direct every quarter, this would be an A for me, easily, no problem. But I don't have much faith that that fall direct is gonna have this many hits to it. Like I think it'll kind of just it'll be good. Like I bet it'll be like a C plus B.
Yeah.
So the thing that would have made this an you agree with that? Yeah. So like the thing that would have made this direct an A for me if we're gonna have biannual, that's what you call it, right? Biannual, it's twice a year.
Years.
Or is that once every 2 years? Whatever, you know what I mean? 2 times a year.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have 2 times a year Nintendo Directs, if they would have released Wind Waker / Twilight Princess in this direct as like a shadow dropper coming this fall or whatever, or Metroid Prime 2 and 3 getting dropped between now and the fall, this would be an A for me, no problem. But I just don't like how cute they're being with not releasing these games and bringing them forward when you have Metroid Prime 4, this flagship. It's probably gonna be the last big title on Switch, honestly. I would think. You're gonna be dropping this, and you're gonna there's games there nobody's played because Echoes came out in 2000, because the first one came out in 2004, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
And so I bet Echoes came out in like 6 maybe or something, or 5 or 6 or something like that. And so like you have a lot of people that have never played these games before, and so you have 4 coming out, and it's like you have this big hole. Like I'm glad you released Prime, the original, and it looks great. And it's a perfect port, but it's like bring forward 2 and 3, and if you're not going to do that, okay, well then put out Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Like just show some goodwill to the people that really want these games on modern hardware, especially Wind Waker. If you're talking about Zelda, I mean, I want Twilight Princess too, but I mean, Wind Waker is just such a amazing game.
Yeah.
So that's my thought. B minus if this was a quarterly direct, A, or if you showed me the Zelda / Metroid games, then you'd get an A for me too. But it was good though, for sure. I agree with your ranking before when you said that it's slightly above Xbox. I'd probably give it that slight as well, but not by much. And then followed by PlayStation and Summer Game Fest, because PlayStation had the Astrobot game.
Metroid Prime came out 2002. Prime 2 Echoes came out 2004, and then Corruption came out in 2007. Hunters came out in 2006. Yeah. So, what about you, Ash?
After like looking over with it, I know I did say like during the live reaction it was an A+ for me, but it's gonna go down to an A still, because the fact that all of the games that I wanted to be like brought into modern consoles, it did definitely have come true. Especially the fact that some of these games that I thought that it would never resurface, especially the Investigations of Miles Edgeworth one back on DS, if anything. So overall, I was just really extremely happy with this. I feel like it is mainly just subjective from my point of view, because it's just I was just really happy about this direct overall. I could have been more happy if I was a more bigger fan of Metroid and stuff, because if I was like excited about the Prime 4 gameplay like everyone else, I probably would have gave this A+. But what's funny is that for the Metroid series, I prefer them to be more side scroller, if anything. And my first encounter with Metroid was actually Metroid Fusion, which I'm pretty sure was a sequel to another one. I think it was Zero Mission, right?
No,
Zero Mission's the first one.
Yeah,
it was a sequel to it, right?
No, Super Metroid.
Super Metroid.
Super
Okay.
Metroid.
Yeah.
Zero Mission is basically a remake of the very first Metroid.
Correct.
Oh, got it. Makes sense. Okay. But
Fusion takes place like after those. Technically, it takes place supposedly after Prime.
I think it's like, Prime, isn't it? Prime 2, Prime 3, and then Metroid Zero Mission, then Metroid 2, then Super Metroid, then Metroid Fusion.
Yeah, like Hunters is like in between there. And then,
honestly, I didn't really bother too much with the timeline. I just wanted to jump into a Metroid game to see what the hype was all about. Now the thing was, I did play the first Metroid on NES and stuff, and I enjoyed it.
Rough.
I think I know, but I think what kept me in that game was practically the music. I just kept humming into it, so I just kept playing and playing and playing. But overall it was rough. But when playing Fusion, right, it was a whole different experience and stuff. Especially if you're playing in a dark room, got them $10 earbuds that you got from a gas station in your ears and shit, and you're just sitting back, anticipating any move that could happen. The sound design was impeccable. The story was great. It was just everything about that. Like, and then on top of that, there was so much replay value to Fusion. It was nuts because after I was done with the game, the game had the audacity to tell me that only the completion was like 30%. Like 30%. What? I'm like, I guess I had a third eye for that one. But yeah, that was pretty much like my first real experience with Metro. It was Metro Fusion, and I definitely need to play the other ones, especially Super Metroid, if anything. But yeah, overall, still an A for me and stuff, and mainly because it was just biasness. Like they got a new Mario Luigi game in there for me. I'm happy with about Vicious Games with Miles Edgeworth. And what was the third one I was excited about? I know it was the third one.
Mario and Luigi.
Dragon Quest. Wow, I'm struggling. Forgot about that. Yeah, Dragon Quest. So yeah, those three big things I was extremely happy about, and I was like, that deserves an A for me. A+ because I was in the honeymoon phase, but now I went back and it went down to an A. So
yeah,
dude, you're on the hype train. That's all. No, nothing wrong with that.
Oh, bro, I'm just stoked. I'm just freaking stoked. I got two RPGs I get to play this year, and a visual novel that has been dormant for for a while. So I am satisfied for what I'm getting.
So real quick, the Metroid timeline is Metroid Zero Mission, aka the original Metroid game, then Metroid Prime Hunters, Metroid Prime 2, Metroid Prime 3, Metroid Prime Federation Force, Metroid 2 Return of Samus, or Metroid Samus Returns, which is the remake of that game, Super Metroid, Metroid Other M, Metroid Fusion, and then Metroid Dread. That is the
Prime
official.
Was the first of first. Interesting.
No, yeah, I guess after it takes place after, yeah. I thought so. Prime was first too, but and I remember that being the first, but then I guess according to the Metroid Wikipedia, yeah, it's not the first game anymore.
Now I gotta ask you guys a controversial question. Did you guys like Metroid Other M when it came out?
No, I skipped it. Like I remember playing it, and I thought it was cool to be like 3D, and it was made by Team Ninja, which wasn't bad. The biggest issue was the story, because they tried to give Samus a personality, but they gave her the whiny personality.
Oh, I didn't know.
It was because it takes place after Super Metroid, and it's after the Metroid went and saved her, and stuff like that, and she's just whiny
spoiler
the whole
alert.
game. I mean, nobody's gonna play that game
for Ash.
No, I didn't really care too much about it. I just know that people didn't like it, and my roommate actually loves Metroid Other M and stuff. And he gave me like a full expression on why he loves it and everything. So I just want to hear from you guys, since you guys are big Metro fans, on what you guys think of Metro Other M, just so I can gather a whole bunch of.
I thought gameplay was good, like
not as
wise,
everybody says, but it's not like the best thing ever either.
Yeah.
It's just that Samus was whiny in there. It's just
and she has Adam.
That is
you can use the missiles now.
It's like that was my own thing. My thing about that. But Metroid Dread,
that's a great game.
That
gameplay right there.
That's a game right there I need to play. Now the question is this scarier than Fusion?
No, I mean,
man,
yeah, because the SAX
is kind of scary.
No, it's just
not really.
I think what made Fusion scary was the sound design and limited sound chip on the Game Boy. I think that's literally what it was. I was really hoping
Samus was freaky too.
That is the Metroid thing, though. Outside of like Metroid Prime, like Super Metroid, even Samus Returns and all that, they give you that eeriness. Metroid Dread doesn't do that. Yeah, doesn't do it that much. But when you get into the room with the white, I forgot what they're called, the Emmys.
Emmy.
Yeah, when they're following you, then that does get like scary because you're like trying to run and they can basically capture you. They're like Mr. X on steroids, basically.
Yeah, they one shot you.
Yeah. Yep. So that was.
You hear that noise and you better book it.
Yeah, and you're just trying to find ways to like hide or move around. My favorite thing of Dread though was it has the Souls-like boss fights in terms of you play. You die because you will die in this game. You cannot go past this game without dying, and you will die multiple times. But every time you die, you feel an accomplishment because you're like, oh, I did this, because the bosses have so many different phases, and you start realizing certain things as you play through. You're like, okay, well, next time I won't do this, I'll do it this way, and so forth. So there's that, and of course, it being more open, there's a part where somebody got a stronger weapon, and then they went back to a boss that was earlier in the game that you would have gone to, and they were able to destroy them like nothing by getting that stronger weapon, which is pretty cool. So there's a lot of cool things in this game. Highly recommend Dread if you haven't played it. Very, very, I would say it's a 10 out of 10 game, honestly. Like, I really loved it. There's these fights that feel like you're playing Smash Bros. It feels like you're wave dashing everywhere and all this stuff. Like, it's so fast paced. It's, those guys where you fight them one-on-one. They're, I forgot what they were. I think they're the Chozo Warriors, maybe?
Yeah.
Where they come out?
Yeah.
Oh, and you get enclosed in that room, and that's it. It just feels like a Smash Bros. Fight.
Very intense.
Countering and everything. Like, this is the one game that I couldn't play with my Joy-Cons. I had to dock it to a TV and play with a Pro Controller because it's very intense, and you have to be precise. It's almost like playing a fighting game without any fighting mechanics. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
But loved it. Loved it. But that is... or actually, let me give my final thoughts. B. I say it's a B. I really reflected on it, and I thought about it. I was like, was it really a B? Because I kind of was second guessing myself, because everybody knows I'm a huge Nintendo fan, but I don't like to be biased towards Nintendo, even though I might say like, oh yeah, I'm biased and stuff like that. So I really reflected on it. Like, was this really a B for me? Was I overhyping it? Was I living in the moment and so forth? So I kind of sat there, rewatched the Direct, and I was like, yeah, it's a B, because I am super hyped with Dragon Quest 3. Like, Dragon Quest 3 right away put it on the level, and having 1 and 2 HD 2D, like, oh, man, super hyped about that. Mario and Luigi look very good. While I am not a Phoenix Wright fan, I know Phoenix Wright, players or Ace Attorney players are very excited for the Miles Edgeworth one there. Switch Sports I thought was cool that they added that the update for basketball, which is pretty neat. Like, my kids saw that and they want to play that. Hello Kitty Island Adventures, while I've already played it, I think it's a good game, and I think it's a game that people should play. Fantasian is an amazing game, despite its forthcoming towards the end, but another amazing case of gaming there. Of course, Metroid Prime 4 had me hyped. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 had me, super surprised. And I think the biggest thing out of this Direct, more than anything, were surprises. Was not expecting that new Mario and Luigi game. I don't think anybody was. Oh, yeah. Nobody was expecting Metroid Prime 4 to be at this Direct.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Nobody was expecting Marvel vs. Capcom to come back. At least the older games to come back. Like, there was a lot of surprises there. And to me, that itself puts it at a B, if not an A. But I would say B just for safe measures, because there were some stuff like Fairy Tail or Farmagia that I didn't personally care about. And I don't think a lot of people cared about those games. So yeah, B for sure. The other reason it gets a B is there's no Wind Waker Twilight Princess HD, no Metroid Prime 2 or 3 HD, no Fire Emblem. That, that's a big issue, big letdown. Very, very shameful of you, Nintendo. No, I'm just kidding. Like everybody says, we've had enough Fire Emblem for this console. Not really, but yeah, who cares? But anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed the Direct as well. I'm very excited for the Direct. And I guess on another note, this actually surprised me, because the Switch is at the end of its life cycle, and they were able to pull off a show this good. Because I remember when the PS4 was on its last legs, it was kind of like, oh, there's one game to look at. Like, do you remember, and people don't remember this, when PlayStation were doing their E3 showcase, they're literally, every E3 was the same, like, 4 games. It was Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2, and like 2 other games. Dreams, yeah, and something else. And it was literally the same thing over and over. And at that point, I realized, like, I don't care about any of this stuff no more. Maybe they had, like, Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think, at one point, too. But it was like, this is getting boring. This was the end of the PS4 life cycle. Same thing with, like, Xbox. I didn't really have much to talk about. They spent, like, 90 minutes talking about how they bought all these publishers and developers, and they're going to go ahead and pull out, first-party games, and, here we are there. But Nintendo, on the other hand, the end of the Switch life cycle, they pulled out such a great show. I honestly wasn't expecting much, because I'm like, yeah, the Switch's not coming out. It's just going to be ports, which there were a lot of ports, but we had a Mario Luigi.
I'm okay with ports.
Yeah, and I'm okay with ports too. But we had a Mario Luigi, which was unexpected, and Metroid Prime 4, which is unexpected. Nobody thought Metroid Prime 4 was going to be a Switch game. All of us thought it was Switch 2 or New Switch, whatever you want to call it. So, very impressed by this, and I'm excited. My Switch will be used a lot more until the Switch 2 comes out.
Switch hype.
Yeah, Switch hype, for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
But thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining us on the podcast, like always. We will be back next Saturday for another great episode. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Sitting at 956 now. Looks like we lost a subscriber during the podcast, which puts us at 44. I'm sorry, I'm doing my math. 44 subs to go to hit 1,000. So definitely keep an eye on that. I might stream tomorrow to make up for yesterday. I don't know. So keep an eye out for those notifications if I decide to stream to make up that day. We'll definitely have a video out this week. Not sure exactly on what topic. It won't be on the RGQ because mine's is coming in Monday. I'm jealous of Fan because he got his already. So it won't be on the RGQ. That would be the following week because I want to have, at least a week of playtime before I can judge it and give it my final say on that. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow on Twitch. Bryant, where can I catch you at?
Red_so_deep on Twitter.
What about you, Ash?
You can still catch me on YouTube. Fair warning though, I haven't uploaded for 11 months, so you can go through that archive.
Back with an Ace Attorney video, everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe
do that Ace Attorney video. What about you, Fan?
You guys can catch me at Phaneckswhy on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter.
And as always, you can catch me right here at the Random Encounter, where I talk about all things gaming. I stream. I do all these other things. Talk about retro emulators, emulation, Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever it might be. I talk about all that stuff. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Fan. Thank you, Bryant. Thank you, Ash. We'll catch you guys next time.